So we're going to go a little deeper than just this deal. I'll go ahead and share some of what I went through this past year, and then we'll get into the deal, if that's all right with you guys. Amber, I love you, man. She's so great. Amber is very tapped in spiritually. Is tapped in with God, tapped in with all that good stuff. And she's a hustler. She's an entrepreneur. She got businesses and all that good stuff, y'all. And she does deals. That's another one, Ozzy. Amber has done a deal with me. Actually, she might have been one of the last deals that I did, honestly. I think. I don't know, Amber, when did we do our deal? Mid-January. Okay. So, y'all, welcome to Integrity Offer Real Estate Network. All right. Integrity Offer is my business. And I just want to create a group of like-minded individuals who want to grow. I've been wholesaling real estate since 2019, really on and off for the next 4 years. It wasn't until about 2 years ago that I went ham in land when I met my boy Elijah Bryant, which a lot of y'all already know. But I stopped doing houses. And I only did that because I was just having so much traction with land, right? But I never really wanted to stop. It was never like I only want to do land. I wanted to do both because my theory is I want to build an acquisitions company. I want to build a company that's acquiring all types of deals. If I can have my hand in the deal, then, I'm the one with all the opportunities for people, right? And also, if I can bring you guys along and you guys are bringing deals, then we all can make money together. So I believe, and plus I just love talking to sellers. I love helping people, right? So if you're into helping people, I believe you can help more people on the seller side, right? So if I can touch as many owners as I can, whether they have houses, land, commercial properties, multifamilies, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, mobile homes, that's what I'm going to do, right? Obviously, you still need investors and buyers on the other side, but when it comes to houses and mobile homes, it's usually honestly easier to find buyers and investors because if you have a deal that is a nice one, they will flock to you, right? When it comes to land, you can have a nice deal, but they also get a bunch of other nice deals and they will ghost you until they feel like replying to you. So that's not me saying don't do land. Do land, of course. And actually, I want all you guys to continue to find land and bring the deals to me so we can all JV. Because right now, my main focus for my assistant is going to be calling houses. I have a whole house list, right? But I still want land deals because I have a bunch of land buyers. So if you guys can continue to find land deals, bring them to me. We can JV like we've been doing, and we can all make money. But if you guys have any house deals in the Tampa Bay area, that's amazing, right? But last year in September, I believe it was, I decided to go on a fast, right? I fasted for probably a week, just water. And before that, I was still technically fasting because I was only eating once a day. And then I actually started to just juice. So I was juicing for like a whole week, just juicing. I was really cleansing my body of all impurities and toxins, right? Because a lot of us don't know, if you eat a lot, especially the wrong stuff, that stuff will get stuck in you. And all of that is energy, y'all. Everything in this world is energy that vibrates at different frequencies. Everything. From me to you, this camera, the TV, the air, everything, colors, they vibrate at different frequencies, sounds, everything has a frequency, right? So I was learning that during my fast, I still had a lot of trauma. I still had a lot of pain. I still had a lot of toxins within me, a lot of low vibrational energy that was sitting down here in my gut. And as I was fasting, that was leaving, but that energy had to leave also. And a lot of that energy manifests in very, very negative thoughts, right? So during this fast, something happened where my mind was playing a lot of tricks on me, right? So if any of you guys know when Jesus was fasting for 40 days, the devil showed up and started to tempt him. And some of the temptations were, jump off this cliff, your angels will grab you. Well, how does that look like from a human perspective? That's just your thoughts. He was having suicidal thoughts. The difference is Jesus understood these thoughts are not me, right? I live in this body, I am a soul, and there's other entities that like to speak. He knew that thought wasn't him, that was the devil, right? So he said, what? Get away from me. And when what happened? The angels came and comforted him, right? So during this fast, someone wrote me. They were trying to ask me questions about real estate. And I was trying to help him, and I wanted to help him. But in my mind, I kept having these negative thoughts like, my brother, you can just go Google this. Go find out yourself. And I knew that that was not me because I want to help this guy. This was evil. This was bad. But I started to really give that energy in my brain. I'm like, man, I really don't want to help you right now, man. Like, go Google this. You're asking dumb questions, right? And while I was giving those thoughts energy, it's like I heard God say, you don't want to help anybody? I put you here on earth to help anybody, and you don't want to help anybody? I could take you out right now. And the second I heard that is the second I almost fainted. And I got up and I'm like, whoa, what is happening? It's like something took over my body. I'm not going to lie, right? And I went outside. It was like 1 a.m. I got on my knees and I said, God, I need your help. I don't know what's happening right now, but this is not good. And I went inside and I started to have these visions of knives. And it's like, hey, just take your life. You don't need to be here. You're not going to be able to handle what's about to happen to you over the next couple of days. Just take yourself. And I'm like, whoa, but it would not shut up. And it was dark. It was very dark. And it's like, I felt it. I felt this heaviness. I felt this evil. And I'm like, yo, I'm not going to do that. And that's not going to happen. So, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm here to get this good game from my boy Brandon, man. Brandon got the knowledge, man. The spiritual wisdom too, man. We here for all of that. For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you got air funny, brother.
Yeah, for
Thank
that
you.
more than real estate. I ain't even gonna hold you.
All right, Jonathan, my guy. Hey, that's another one. Ozzy, Jonathan, he's a beast. Done quite a few deals with him. So just letting you know who you can do deals with right now. Mills. Mr. Linton, that's Troy, Jonathan, Amber. Soon, everyone out here gonna be doing deals. Sadaya been bringing deals. Coco girl, she been bringing deals. We just gotta get some of them closed. So where was I at? I was getting these evil thoughts, my guys, right? And I had these evil thoughts, man. And I kept seeing knives, and it was like, hey, just take your life right now because you're not gonna handle what's about to happen to you. And I felt this darkness over me, and I'm like, what in the world? Why is this happening? And I'm still trying to text this guy to help him, all right? But at this point, I could barely even text. It's like my fingers did not want to touch the letters. And now I'm getting like, what's happening? So at that point, it's like internally and externally, I'm like, yo, you can shut up. I'm not taking my life. That's not happening. So those thoughts disappeared. But I kept seeing knives. And at that point, it's like, just take everyone's life that's around you. They're all enemies. And at that point, I'm like, yo, this is not good. I just see knives in my head, and I have this evil, dark feeling. So at that point, I called my mother, and I'm like, hey, Mom, please come pick me up. She lives right down the street. But I had to leave. I had to leave the house because my wife is here and her sister's here, and these thoughts were just bad. I'm being real and honest with you guys, right? This was last September. So I go to my mom's house, and I just go to sleep. My wife actually came with me. The next day, we go back home, and I'm home, and I'm just praying, I'm meditating. Internally and externally, I'm saying, Father, Father, Father. I was calling on Jesus because I believe he's my friend and I believe he's my helper, right? So I've had this relationship with Jesus where I believe he's literally standing right here. That's why it's hard for me to believe certain things that the church says because I believe he's right here, right? And I felt it. I felt this presence of God very strong, right? I know that the spirit within me is very real. So I'm over here praying. I'm like, God, I need you to free me. I started fasting. That's when I started to fast. I'm like 9 days straight, no food, no nothing. And it all disappeared within a couple days, right? So I'm fasting and I'm praying or whatnot, and all of that stuff ends up going away, which was great. Within like a day, I was completely free. My brain was as clear. My spirit was as clear. My body felt lighter than ever. I felt amazing. But it's like once that sun went down and the moon came out, it got dark again, right? It's like I was able to feel everyone else's energy around me. Even to the point where my parents invited me to Chili's, and the second I was like, all right, I'm about to go, it's like I felt this darkness, like, no, don't go over there. But I'm like, man, it's my mom's birthday, so I want to go anyways. And I get there, and it happened again. I could not talk, I could not text, I could barely do anything. My mom's friend asked me, hey, how's real estate going? And I'm like, I just couldn't say anything. And I bursted into tears and I left. So that all happened in September, right? I even decided, you know what, let me go to the hospital just to make sure everything's fine, because I can't text for some reason. Like, I can't move my fingers and hit the buttons properly. So I went to the hospital, and they were asking me questions. I could barely even talk to them. And ultimately, they said that you're a little dehydrated. So they put some hydration in me, and then, I felt fine. But I do believe there was definitely some deeper things going on in that. All right. So all of this happened to September, right? And that's kind of why I stepped back, because I'm like, yo, I just gotta focus on me, gotta focus on God, gotta focus on my spirit, and my business. So that's what I was doing. And I kept doing that. And I kept fasting like every other month. Every month I fasted for a little bit, 3 days here, some days here. I've been doing a lot of intermittent fasting, which helps with your health, right? So I just been learning a lot spiritually. Through that whole situation, I have this complete understanding that's like kind of mind blown, which I can't even really explain to you guys right now. And soon I will, because I believe that there's a way out of all the hell that we go through. I believe there's a way out of all the hell that we go through in our mind, right? Because our mind just be going places, but we have to learn how to really stop it from going places, how to control it, and how to think for ourselves. All right. So that's really what I've been doing over the last few months. Is, I wouldn't say mastering that, but in the process of, right? Part of me really wants to go to different places like India and just all over the different world, just to talk to other gurus, other just spiritual teachers out there, right? I want all of this now. That's why I even got this book right here, because that's what this person talks about. The same, I've read the first chapter and I'm like, oh my God, this sounds like me. This is her experience, or his experience is kind of what I want to do. And just talk to all of these spiritual teachers out there to figure out some of the hidden lost teachings that we don't no longer have, right? Anyways, that's what I've been through over the last couple of months. But that never stopped me from doing real estate. That didn't stop me from JVing with some of you guys, even though I haven't been active on social media much or YouTube, right? Still doing real estate, still doing deals. And I closed my biggest deal this past month, which was $35,000 on one deal, right? I've never closed that much on one deal. I've closed a bunch of $10,000 deals, a bunch of $12,000. I did a $15,000 deal, a lot of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 deals, 7, 8, a lot, right? A lot. But I've never had a big deal like that. And the reason why is because I didn't really believe that it was possible. Or maybe not that it was possible, but maybe I didn't believe that I could get it, or that it was even true or possible. I guess, But one thing that I did do, I think I told Chris Mills this. I think it was November. I was driving for dollars, right? Because I still drive for dollars all the time. That's how I got this deal, driving for dollars, right? Because I love real estate. I really do. I love land. I love sceneries. I love nature. And I've been like that for a long time. I grew up across the river from New York City. I am obsessed with buildings. My goal is to have the tallest building in Tampa. All right? That's what I want, and I'm going to get it. Why? Because I can see it. All right? But I've been obsessed. The day 9/11 happened was one of the worst days of my life. Why? Because the two buildings I was the most obsessed with were gone. All right? The smoke was over my house, y'all. That was the saddest day of my life. Because the two buildings that I admired were gone. They were beautiful. I would see them all the time right across the river, right? So my goal is to have a building. I've been obsessed with real estate. So to this day, a lot of times I'll hop in my car and I'll go for drives. And I'll just find vacant or abandoned or houses that, the best thing is houses with roofs that look like crap, right? Because if there's a roof that looks like crap, if they live there, they are broke because they haven't fixed that house. There's a good chance they might sell it. Right? So a tip for you guys, if you ever drive for dollars, or if you're ever virtually driving for dollars on, let's say, PropStream or Google Maps, if a house roof looks bad, call them and make an offer, right? Because there's a good chance they might want to sell it. Why? Because if they had money, they'd fix their house. People that have money want their house to look nice. They want their appearance to look nice. And they just want their roof to be good so that it's not, leaking and all that. So that's number one. If you've seen a house with a jacked up roof, call them. So that's what I did. We wrote down 50 houses around where I lived. And maybe a week later, I was like, man, let me call this one house because I really feel like this might be a deal. So I called the lady. Let me pull it up for you guys while I'm talking. So this was the deal right here. 5248 King Street. It's already sold. So, bam. That house is already nicely done. But this one right here. I drove by it and this is what I seen. Right here. You see this door? It's nasty. There's like, let me see if I can zoom in on it. You see that? The way that looks? Can y'all see that?
Yep.
Perfect. That right there told me this is a deal. That's all I seen. The roof is actually nice. They don't got to redo the roof. They actually just did the roof in 2020. Right? But I seen that and I'm like, this is a deal. So I called them the next day. And when I called this lady, CC Roma Investments, her name is Christine. Right? I called Christine and she immediately hung up on me. So I called her again. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I think we got disconnected. Right? And she's like, no, you guys always call. Y'all make horrible offers. And then you come rob my house. I'm not dealing with you guys. And she hung up on me again. So I'm like, oh, shoot. What in the world? I called her again. And I'm like, hey, please. I'm so sorry that happened to you. You're telling me that people are robbing your house? She was like, yeah, you guys will make offers and you come rob my house. I'm like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. But this is the first time I've called you, so I'm not sure about all of them. But this is the first time I've called. And I will never rob your house. That's horrible. Like, I don't understand. What do you mean? So then she starts telling me, she's like, man, people keep robbing my house. Every time someone makes an offer, someone comes and they rob my house. They done went through the attic and they stole all of the AC stuff and this and that. I'm like, man, I would never do that. How what's going on? She's like, they stole all of my AC stuff. They stole my 1979 Corvette. I'm like, hold on. They sold a 1979 Corvette? She's like, yeah, when my son was living there, he had a Corvette. And he left, but he goes back all the time because, sometimes he just be itching, so he goes back. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me your son was a drug addict? But that's not neither here nor there. I don't judge. In my brain, though, I was thinking, man, there's a good chance that, he might have sold the Corvette, really. But that's how I was just thinking about that. But she was saying all this stuff, and I'm like, man, listen, I'm so sorry. But, it sounds like you really want to sell this house, though, because you live in Tampa, your son lives in Tampa, and you're saying that this is really just a headache for you. And can I buy from you? Like, let me take it off your hands. I'll give you some money. And bada bing, bada boom. She's like, no, I'm not taking, your offer is probably only going to be probably less than 100,000. I'm like, nah, honestly, I'd probably give you closer to like 150,000. And she paused. And she's like, okay, I mean, that sounds pretty good, But my son, you're going to have to talk to him because there's so much junk in there and he still needs to clean it. It's so dirty and he works all the time, so he can't really get over there. This, and that. So I'm like, hey, listen, I understand. He lives over there. It's a long drive. I can completely understand because I drive from Zephyr Hills to Tampa all the time. And with the traffic, it could take up to an hour. So I understand that. But like I keep saying, I'm here to help you. I can put all of this stuff into a moving truck and I'll ship it to Tampa. I'll even pay for a storage container and we'll put all of it in there. Whatever I need to do, and I'll even give you $5,000 to help you guys move if there's something, moving and costs and stuff like that. She's like, you know what? Let me talk to him and I'll call you back another day. And she clicked. So I'm like, I sent her a text message and I said, hey, ma'am, I think we disconnected again, but that's fine. Just let me know what your son says because, I'd really like to help you guys out. So a couple days later, I called her again. She acted like she didn't, know who I was for a second. And I'm like, damn, does this lady have dementia or something like that? But she was like, no, I remember you. I was like, awesome. So did you talk to your son? Because listen, I can give you this much money and I can give you all this stuff to help you guys. I just want to help you. I know you keep saying you're paying insurance, you're paying taxes and all this stuff. There's no need for you to continue to do that. I can take it from you. So at this point, we're building more of a relationship. She ended up telling me she lived in Tampa her whole life. She's like in her 60s. She's lived there forever. And at that point, I'm like, well, man, actually, real quick, can you tell me some history? Because I love history, and I've heard so much different things about Tampa. I've heard how Tampa was so racist, and I know some of the history of how, Central Ave used to be the downtown district for the blacks, and then Tampa pretty much tore it down and rioted and burned it all. And then they built the highways on top of it, which is all true. Tampa used to be racist, y'all. And but she took it back even like 30 years before that, telling me about the Italian mafia and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I was honestly like listening to her for like a whole hour, telling me about history. And then finally, I was like, man, this was a great conversation. But originally, I know I called you for the house. So what are we going to do? Because I know, you don't want the house. It's really just a burden. And listen, I can give you this much money for the house, but I need to be able to go see it. That way we can put it under contract. And he's like, well, you're going to have to talk to my son because this isn't that. I was like, yeah, I know you keep telling me that. He's very busy, and that's no problem. Can I get his number or something so I can contact him? And she texted me his email. So this was, I believe, December 1st or something like that. I sent him an email, and he never responded for 3 weeks. Until one day, a week before my wife's birthday. Her birthday's the last day of the year. I'm like, man, I really don't have too much money right now. Because, again, I just really been focused on my spirit and God and doing some deals. But my deals were really just taking care of my bills, which I was fine with, right? I never worry, y'all. I never worry. And God taught me this, right? He says in the Bible, why are you worried about yesterday? Why are you worried about tomorrow? Why are you worried about where you live or what you eat or what you drink? Don't I clothe the lilies? Don't I, feed the birds?
Feed the birds,
right?
Man.
Yeah, well, don't I feed the birds? So I never worry. My bills are always paid, y'all. My wife has a business. We haven't even marketed her business, and she still gets clients the day before rent's due. Always, right? You never worry, right? Now, does God want you to prosper and make a lot more money? Yes, he does. Why? So you can help a lot more people. So it's up to us to go and get it, right? But there's a way to activate that stuff to happen for you so that when you get up and go get it, it just works, right? You do that through when you meditate, you visualize, and then you speak that thing into existence. You declare it to happen, right? So I'm sitting down and I'm like, man, I want to give my wife something nice. I want to take her to Colombia. That's what I wanted, right? So I'm sitting down meditating, y'all. And in the beginning of meditation, your brain is just going, right? You're like, oh, man, what am I going to eat? And then you snap out of it and you try to sit still. And then you're like, man, I think I got to send a contract. Oh, man, wait, do I got to do this or do I got to do that? Did I shower? Did I brush my teeth? All kind of stuff, right? What you do is you have to understand that that's not really you, right? It's not. Your brain is a receiver, and these thoughts are just frequencies coming in and out, in and out. Your job is to detach from it, right? Instead of reacting to the thoughts, observe them and let them go, right? Just let it go. Don't give it energy. The second it starts popping up in your head, just let it go. And you let it go by focusing on your breath, focusing on your heart. If you can really sense your heartbeat and then focus on it, what will end up happening is there'll be a connection between your heart and your mind. And you'll feel like this in sync heartbeat between everything. And at that point, you'll see that your thoughts are gone. Next thing you know, you're able to visualize easily. A lot of people can visualize easily, period. But once you get to this state, it's like now you have control and you can really create. You can easily visualize. So what I did is I was watching me and my wife in Colombia. I was watching us in Colombia. I was watching us go up mountains. I was watching us eat really nice dinners. And as I'm watching us, I'm like, thank you, God, for this $30,000 check, which is going to allow me to not only be secure for the next 3 to 6 months because I calculate how much all my bills were for 3 to 6 months. It's only about $15,000. And then I'm like, and I'll be able to take my wife somewhere nice because we haven't been anywhere in a minute, right? I have a car, but she didn't. I just bought her one, but she didn't, and her sister didn't. And her sister goes to school in Tampa 5 days a week, 9 hours a day. She uses my car always. So me and my wife are stuck home, right? And she's been stuck home, and she's honestly was a little depressed. So I'm like, I want to take her somewhere. So that's what I did, y'all. I'm sitting there. I got to this very still, peaceful place, and my imagination took off. And I was watching us in Colombia, and I'm like declaring it that it is so, it is done, and this check was coming into my pocket, right? I promise you on everything I love, the second I opened my eyes and took a walk to my office and looked at my phone, the guy responded to my email. 3 weeks. The second I got out of this meditation, I had an email like, hey, Brandon, I am so sorry for taking so long to respond. Do you still want the house? Because we would like to sell it. So I emailed him and like, hey, give me a call. Yes, I definitely am interested. But before we can put anything under contract to get the process started, I need to go look at this house. He said, no problem. He called me and we set up a schedule for the very next day to meet up at this house. I went, took a bunch of pictures, a whole walkthrough video of the whole thing, right? And then I call his mom and I'm like, hey, listen, so I can't do 150, but I can do 125, all right? And the reason is, blah, 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 blah. Everything that was wrong with the house, I told her, and she understood, right? People are attached to their houses if they usually live there and care about it. She didn't live there. She don't care about it. But even if they do live there and care about it, all you got to do is bring them back to reality, y'all. Right? You have to bring them back to reality. You have to tell them, listen, houses in your condition have sold for this much money to other investors. All right? You need to understand that this needs to be done. 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 This is going to cost quite a bit of money. Plus, I'm an investor. We run an investment company. I still need to be able to make some money, right? So I can honestly do this much. My price is always going to be like $10,000, $20,000 less than the number I know I can do, right? So I told her, I don't remember the number I told her, but regardless, we agreed to 125, and I would pay half of her taxes because she owed the previous year's taxes, right? So I sent them the contract. And I started marketing the deal. Now, I really wanted this deal, man. And honestly, I believe I could have got it, right? A couple months before this, I was sending deals. I had another deal. I don't remember what happened to it. I think it ended up not actually being a deal. So I was sending out this deal to all of my investors. And one of them, his name was Clark, right? He probably did like 400 or 500 flips. He said, Brandon, I don't do flips anymore, but I have a funding company. You want to hop on a call? Because I want to see if there's any way that, we can work together in the future, or if you know anyone that might need funding. This was like probably August, honestly. All right. So when I got this deal, I hit up Clark and I'm like, hey, I have this deal, man, and I'm thinking about keeping it. I know that you started a funding company. So he ran the numbers. He emailed me. He's like, Brandon, you got a deal. This is a good deal. I'm like, thank you. He confirmed everything I was already feeling, right? Because what happens is, y'all, when you have a deal and you market this thing on Facebook and you send it to other buyers that you don't really know or have a relationship with, they will tell you everything in the world on why, oh, you got this for too much. I need it down here. I need it down here. I need it down here. I'm going to have to do X amount more than you think I'm going to have to do on this property, right? There's a lot of talking. But my lender guy who has done 400 flips and is also very talkative, right? He'll talk you down $50,000 on a property. He was like, yo, this is a deal. Let me just make sure, run the numbers, send me all your information or whatnot. So I did. And then he sent me his partner. His partner's name is David. David is the real guy, right? David is the guy with the money. David is the man. So David calls me and we're having a whole conversation. And David realizes this is my first flip. This is the first time I've ever, been lent money or borrowed money. And but David really liked me. David's like, Brandon, I want to help you. I really see a future for you, and I love your mindset. I think you can make millions of dollars, and I can help you do that. That's exactly what he said. And I'm like, beautiful. He said, I'll give you $180,000. Mind you, I'm at $125 for this house, right? I did tell them though that the purchase price was $155. Why? Because I wanted to assign it to myself from $125 to $155, right? Borrow the $180 and then find another lender for the another $50. I was going to do a whole creative deal, borrow from two people so that everything is paid for and I don't have to come out a dime, and I'll make some money up front. I've watched plenty of people do these types of deals and it always works. It would have worked with this guy. The thing is he's not just a guy with a lot of money. He actually started a hard money company, right? So he's not just trying to lend me money out of his pocket like a regular private money guy. He's trying to do everything the right way legally through his business. So he said, I'll do 180, but that was just word mouth to mouth, right? And when I went through the application process and all this stuff, there was a lot of things that I had to do like show capital or show history of other flips or just show some stuff, right? And then also my taxes. I'm like a year behind on my tax, so I got to fix that. Okay. Not because I want to be, but because my last guy that was doing my taxes kind of screwed me a little bit. So I need to fix all of that. And I've been talking to a guy, and it's funny because Ozzy just hit me up today asking the same type of question. So we're both looking for a professional. But he was still willing to help me, right? But he was like, listen, I'll give you 180. You have to find the other 50. So I'm like, okay. So what I decided to do was, because I couldn't find the other 50, I called the seller back, and I was going to do an even deeper creative deal. I was going to seller finance $50,000 of that 125. Well, actually, I was going to give her now 140. I was going to give her an extra $15,000 to make this sound even better, right? So I told her, which was fine because the profit on this deal, the ARV is 350, and I have it for 125. So even if I give her 15,000 more, 140, put 75,000 into it, do the math, I'm walking away with about $100,000, right? So everyone's still following me because I know I'm talking a lot and everyone's just quiet. Y'all can hear me still?
Yeah.
My guy, Troy, I love you, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Right? So I called her and I said, hey, listen. So what if there's two options. We're ready to close because we're about a week to the close, right? We're ready to close and I can give you the 125. You'll have it in a week. Or I can give you 90,000 up front and I can give you 50,000 when I finish fixing and flipping this house in about 6 months to a year, right? Probably 6 months or less. All right. She's like, well, so what exactly do you mean? I was like, you'll get a $90,000 check instead of 125, and then in about 6 months you'll get another $50,000. She was like, well, how does that look on the agreement? I was like, don't worry about it. I'll send you a new agreement. It'll say exactly that with the terms perfectly, and the title company is gonna take care of everything. You'll have a second position lien on the property because I have a lender for the higher amount. So if something were to go wrong, my lender is going to fix and flip this house anyways, and he's going to pay you, right? And if he doesn't want it, he's going to auction it, and you're still going to get your money. So no matter what, this is a win-win for you, right? And she agreed. So I'm like, man, this is getting even better. This is good. I don't got to look for another 50,000, which means my total is going to be even less because I would have had to pay interest on that 50,000. Now I'm just giving her straight 50,000, right? But I had to let David know. I had to let David know what I was going to do. Why? Because I'm integral and I just like to be completely, bluntly honest, right? Something about lies. Well, I know why. It's because I used to lie a lot when I was younger, right? Why? I don't know. Because I never. It's crazy, you know. They say that we're born with sin in us. To an extent, that's the truth, right? I've never once seen my parents steal, lie, any of that. My parents were amazing, y'all. But from the time I was in kindergarten, I was stealing Game Boys. All right, I'm 33, right? 34 now. I used to steal money from my mom to get Yu-Gi-Oh cards and all this stuff. Where I learned to do all this, I don't know. But I was a master at lying. I'm going to be honest, right? But the day I got consumed with God is the day I started to hate everything about my old self, especially lying. The smallest little lies irk me. It really pissed me off. So now if I think I'm even saying something the wrong way, I like slap myself like, no. And so I have to be completely bluntly honest, right? In this situation, I didn't have to tell him I have it under contract now at 90,000, right? Because you have something called a double close. My exit strategy does not matter to no one. I can do whatever I feel like with this house, right? But I ended up telling him that, listen, I'm doing a creative deal because you told me to find 50,000. I didn't find it from an actual lender. I'm doing a creative deal with the owner. He was like, well, what do you mean? Explain that to me. I was like, I'm giving her 90,000 up front. I'm going to take your 180. I'm going to pay her the 90,000. I'm going to assign it to myself so I can make something up front. And then I'm going to sell it, sell the deal, pay you off, pay her 50, and I'm going to make 100,000. He already knew this because he did all the numbers. He was like, okay, so that'll definitely work. But because you don't have all of, your things in place and you don't have any capital, this is your first time doing a fix and flip. I'm not going to give you 180 up front. I'm only going to give you 120. 90 to pay off the lady, right? And 30 to start the rehab. and then he was going to give me 20 to start the rehab. So he was going to give me 110. He was like 20 to start the rehab, and then when you need more, I'll give you more money, and so on until you're done with the rehab. Which would have worked, y'all. I could have got the house. It would have worked. But I just didn't feel too comfortable doing that, right? Not having any money up front. Not having even enough money to pay all of my bills at that time, right? Of course, again, like I told you, God pays my bills. There probably would have been more money coming. But in my mind, I'm like, man, I could just assign this and have $35,000 right now, right? And even from my mentors, people that have taught me in real estate that are making millions, they tell me that, Brandon, stack up X amount of money. Stack up enough money to cover 6 months of all of your bills. I've had random people come and I thought it was for me to help them when really they were here to help me, and they were spinning gems like, Brandon, you need at least like $20,000 to just be in a safe zone, and then you and your wife can be mentally free so that you can go build, so that you can go do what you want to do. But if you don't have any money in your account and you're just living every time a check comes, then you're always going to be worried. You're always going to be scared. You're always going to be this and that. And not even really me, y'all. Because again, I never worry. But I can't say the same for my wife. And, you know, a lot of people say happy wife, happy life. That is true. You just can't let that be the truth always. And what I mean is you can't let your wife and what she wants all the time compromise you or what you have to do in your purpose in your life, right? Because sometimes they can just be a little extra, okay? But when it comes to being a...
Say that again.
It's the truth, man. Listen, and this is biblical. Listen,
Bro,
wisdom in the Bible.
Crazy, bro.
Listen,
I'm going to cut you off. You're going crazy right now. Bro.
Thank you, man. Listen, wisdom in the Bible, right? Wisdom in the Bible is considered a female, right? In Proverbs, it calls wisdom a she over and over again. So wisdom, females can be straight wisdom, 100%. If you are in a decision-making process, men, and you're like, man, I'm not really too sure, go ask your wife. And a lot of times, the first thing she says is exactly the truth. Because why? Wisdom is speaking. At the same time, Eve was the one that screwed everything up for Adam. So you have to be able to discern who is talking out of your wife's mouth. Wisdom or Eve, right? But as a man, we need to provide. We need to protect, and we need to make sure they're secure. And not having enough money in my account to worry about next month's bills. I'm not talking about this month, because this month is going to be taken care of. I already know that. But I want her to feel secure for the following month so that she's not complaining. All right? All of my mentors just told me, Brandon, you got to stack up. You got to stack up. And for some reason, I just wasn't listening. I was getting money, and I was immediately investing, immediately spending, immediately going here, going there. Right? Which I was doing last year. Y'all, last year was amazing. Why? Because I was making checks, and I was doing stuff. All right? It was great. But if I would have had enough saved, then after September and that little incident and me deciding to just focus on my spirit, I would have had plenty of money to not worry, right? Regardless, though, I decided to just wholesale the house for the $35,000 because I didn't want to put myself in this position where I have now this asset, yes, but it's only an asset if I can fix it up. I needed $70,000 to fix it up, and he would have gave me that money over time. But it's just, I just don't want to risk that. And then, have all my focus on this house. Because if all my focus on this house, how am I going to come and get deals, which I need in order to pay these bills, right? You have to have deals in the pipeline to close in the next couple months, next couple weeks to be good, right? Luckily, you guys were sending me deals, and it's just blessings after blessings, honestly. So I decided to wholesale the house. But I made $35,000, y'all. And for a second, I was like, listen, whenever your brain starts to think about something in the past or the future, it's not you. That's the evil one. That's the low vibration devil, right? Whenever your brain is reminding you about something in the past that is not you, you immediately need to stay in the present. So I got this deal. But then on my mind, I was like, man, but what if this? What if that? Like, what if this? What if that? I was just thinking about the past. I'm like, oh, shut up. Shut up. Get away from me. Leave me alone. I got money in my bank now. And now I'm secure for this amount of time. Now I can fix up my car and her car. I can buy her a car. Now I can pay my bills for the next couple months. Now I can possibly go on a small little vacation. All right. And all of this positive stuff, now I can have my assistant start making calls again because she took like a month hiatus because of me, right? Luckily, she stuck around and she's amazing, right?
On, bro.
So my assistant is making calls again. I was able to set up my mojo again. I was able to set up everything, yo. Everything is back flowing beautifully too. And someone on here is actually making calls and got 2 leads today, which means your boy about to lock them up tomorrow if it makes sense, right? So everything is working out, and everything always does work out, especially when you put God first, y'all. And I'm not talking about anything religious. I'm talking about closing your eyes and understand that the Spirit of God is within you. And if you can get quiet enough, long enough, you will know exactly what to do because He will guide you. Simple as that, y'all. For real, for real. So,
congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Who's that?
This is Barbara.
Barbara, what's up? How you doing?
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm like, listen, I need that. What happened for you to manifest for everybody on this call? We got to put in the work, and it's gonna happen.
100%, y'all. That what she said is real, right?
I couldn't hear Barbara. What did she say?
Did anyone who didn't hear Barbara? Because I know Chris, you said amen.
Barbara, run it back for him real quick.
Oh God, bro, I can't.
I was congratulating Brandon, and I said, guys, we got to put in the same work and manifest it. Well, I believe in praying. I don't like using the word manifest, but I also believe that we can put it in the atmosphere that this is going to happen for us as well.
I apologize, y'all. Keep going, bro. My fault, bro.
I feel you, Barbara.
Oh.
So let me give you a little tip, which I had a conversation with Chris about this, right? Don't be scared of words. And let me explain why, right? God don't speak English. God don't speak any language that you hear, right? God speaks frequency. God speaks energy. God speaks emotion. God hears your emotions. In the Bible, Sarah, right, was kneeled down crying at the altar because she was barren. And Eli thought that she was drunk. God rebuked Eli and said, no, she's praying to me. She didn't say one word. And she gave her a baby the very next year. All right? It's not about the words, right? The word manifest literally just means to come to pass. And the words come to pass are very strong in Christianity, right? So what's happening is when you're praying, you're speaking something into existence. A lot of people hate when people say that, speak into existence. But Proverbs says that the power of life and death is in your tongue. Whatever comes out of your mouth is going to happen, good or bad, right? The word manifest means it just happened, right? So don't get scared about saying manifest. Mix them both together. I prayed for this to happen, and it manifested. It happened. It came to pass. You see what I'm saying? People are too scared of certain words like energy and frequency and manifestation, but that's the reality of what we live in. We are literally a ball of energy. Everything in this right here is literally energy that vibrates at a different frequency. I like to think of energy. This is what I do, right? To me, the word energy and the word spirit are the same exact thing. Let me explain why. Because the word spirit wasn't around English is how old? Not that long. The word spirit in the Bible comes from the word ruach, which is a Hebrew word. And the word ruach doesn't just mean spirit. It means breath, wind, and spirit. And then in the Bible it says that if you ask someone what does energy mean, right? Energy is everything that ever was, ever is, and ever existed, right? Everything that you can see and not see. If you read in the Bible, what is spirit? It's everything that is, that was, that existed, that you can see, that you cannot see. It's the same thing, right? So a lot of people are they're scared to use certain words because of just subconscious programming, right? And what's happening is now things aren't happening for them in their life, right? There's a lot of stuff like energy that people are scared of, but they need to stop being scared of that. Why? Because it's very real. And if your energy is vibrating at the wrong frequency, you will let in to your body other spirits that are on lower frequencies, right? So for instance, a lot of people deal with anxiety, or they deal with fear, or they deal with depression. That's all energy. That's all spirit. on different frequencies. God said, I did not give you a spirit of fear, right? Anyone who is fearing something right now, if you go to make a call and you are scared, you have a spirit of fear in you. But we also have the Holy Ghost, so I can't have a spirit in me. No. God said, I did not give you a spirit of fear, right? How do we get rid of that? You have to raise up your spirit, raise up your energy. You have to live on a higher vibration, a higher frequency, right? A frequency of love, of peace, of joy. When you can vibrate up here, when you learn how to vibrate and raise your energy, because the people that say energy know how to do this. They know how to raise up so that they don't have to deal with anxiety, fear, and depression and low-level spirits, low-level energy, right? The Bible don't really teach you how to do that. It teaches you how to pray, right? It teaches you to always seek God. But what does that look like? A lot of people don't understand that the Bible is a book. It's a collection of books, right? And it's someone's relationship with the divine, right? So David had a relationship with God. David had the heart of God, right? In Psalms, he's just praying over and over again. But he's just writing down his prayers, right? Even in the Older Testament, it's just stories. In the Newer Testament, Paul is writing to other people saying, hey, you need to be good. You need to be good. You need to be good. Right? It says, do not have a spirit of fear. It says the fruit of the Spirit is patience, kindness, goodness, love, gentleness, peace, self-control. He's telling you what the fruit of the Spirit is. But how do I live by the Spirit? How do I get up and raise my spirit? How do I do any of that so that I don't deal with fear? How many people in here deal with fear sometimes? Or worry or have anxiety and stuff like that?
Very.
Those are all spirits. That's all negative energy. And you can learn how to raise up, right? Through fasting, through prayer, through all of that. Through meditation. Why? Because the devil plays in our brain. The Bible says to cast down all vain imaginations and make it bow to Christ. Right? But what does that mean? What does that look like? How do you do that? Why are we all dealing with these thoughts that we can't get rid of? There's secrets out there in other religions, in other books, in other texts that the devil don't want us to know, which is why he's dividing and conquering everything in this world right now. Right? So what I would say is you don't have to use the word manifest, but literally the definition is just something coming to pass. So if you're praying for something, right, and then it happens, that happening is called manifesting. Is the manifestation of your prayers, the manifestations of your visions, of your imagination and your feelings, pushing it to God, right? Remember, Sarah cried and God heard her. That's an emotion, right? So if you are seeing negative things and then you're feeling negative, you are talking to God and he's going to give you more negative. But if you're visualizing something nice, something good, you're visualizing money and you're feeling excited about it, you're feeling happy about it, joyous about it, God is going to hear that and God is going to give you more. Why do you think the Bible says, right, that those who have, more will be given to them, and those who don't have, even less will be taken? Why? Because it's all a mindset. Those who have know how to live on a higher vibration, more is just given to them. Those who have got it because they thought it, and they're using their powers to manifest it. Remember this, God isn't on this world. God is in the spirit. God is spirit, right? So are we, but we have the luxury of living in this physical body. The only way things can manifest on this physical earth is if we connect with this God in the spirit like this and partner with him. So I have to tell God, hey, God, you put me on this earth. You gave me dominion, says Genesis, to control and rule over everything and to populate. Well, how do I do that, right? We talk to God. He activates it in the spirit. And then we start taking a couple steps and everything manifests. That's exactly how it works, y'all. Spend time visualizing, spend time really seeing it, spend time speaking it, and most importantly, feel it. Feel that check in your hand. Feel all of this happening for you. Feel the healing in your body, right? Feel the healing in your body. If anybody here is sick, I command complete healing to all of you guys. If anyone in here is dealing with any diseases, I command angels to touch you right now and for complete healing from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. You will be healed in the name of Jesus, right? See it and feel it. When I say that, I'm confident that whoever is sick or dealing with sicknesses is going to be healed. And I can show you testimonies for just a couple weeks ago. I prayed for a lady who was wearing contacts because something was going wrong with her eyes. A couple of days later, she was reading the Bible with her contacts on and she realized, wait, I can't see. She took them off and she can see perfectly. I can send you the text message right now. The amount of people I pray for and they've been healed is crazy, right? Because why? God has given us these gifts and powers, but you have to know how to activate it. You have to learn how to do this type of stuff. You have to learn how to live by the Spirit, right? And if we are just always in our minds and in our bodies dealing with stress and anxiety and all that, we're not living by the Spirit. Why? Because the fruit of the Spirit is the complete opposite. We're living by our body. So, ultimately, y'all, whatever you want on this earth, you can have it, good or bad, right? But use the powers that God gave you for good. Use your imagination, use your feelings, and use your words to speak life, to speak good things, to speak prosperity over your life, to speak wealth. Don't be scared to make a lot of money, right? Another thing for you guys. A lot of people say that the devil can give you this world. The devil can give you money. The devil can give you gold and silver. The devil can bless you and make you rich. That's a lie. Let me tell you why. The only reason people believe that is because the devil told Jesus, I can give you the kingdom, right? I can give you everything if you just bow to me. He was lying. He's a liar. He can't give anything. God is the owner of the silver and the gold, not the devil. He was lying. Anyone who is blessed and has money is doing something right in God's eyes. David had plenty of money. King Solomon had plenty of money. And both of them did some evil stuff in their life. But they turned back to God and they love God. All right. Thank you, Amber. So we need money to help people. We need money to bless people. All right. We need it. So use the power of your mind to see a lot of money in your pocket. Visualize your goal. That's the key. Visualize your goal like it's already done. Visualize it. See it already done. All right. And then see it long enough that you start to feel it. You start to feel this excitement. You start to feel like, yo, oh, wow, this is about to happen. I'm about to get a $30,000 check. I'm about to get a $10,000 check. I'm about to get a $5,000 check. Right. See it and believe it. And then once you can truly see it and believe it and feel this excitement like, oh, I'm about to get it, then you go take a couple steps and go work. Faith without works is dead, y'all. Seeing it is believing. That's the faith. But now you got to take some stuff. And I can guarantee you, if you saw it long enough and you felt how good that would feel, you only got to take a couple steps because God aligns you perfectly. The key is, though, don't get out of this meditation and these prayers and 20 minutes later saying, man, this is not going to happen. You just killed it all. All right? Don't start saying this is not going to happen, or don't start saying this. Even if the thought comes into your brain, snap out of it and immediately rebuke it and say, no, this is happening. I am a real estate guru. I am making money. I am this. I am that. Whatever it is. Speak it and then continue to work. And it will fall on your lap. And this is not just for real estate, y'all. This is for if you want a relationship with someone. This is anything. Anything. Even your goals before real estate. If you had a dream when you were younger and you're like, man, I've always wanted to do this and I can still see myself doing this. Go do that. All right? I know a lot of y'all in here for real estate and I hope that we do deals together. But if you have something that you know I'm supposed to be doing, go do that. But use the same techniques. Visualize, pray, meditate, all of that good stuff. Understand that everything starts in the spirit. Everything starts in the quantum realm, whatever you want to call it. All right? Your vibe, your energy has to be right. If you're on a low vibe, if you're on a low frequency, a low vibration, if your spirit is on a low place and you're feeling fear, you have to raise yourself up first. Through speaking to yourself, affirmations, feeling good. I will show you this one affirmation sheet I have real quick. I just realized I'm still sharing my screen. How's everybody doing? Let me see if I can pull up this affirmation sheet.
Good.
I'm going to pull up this affirmation sheet. It actually comes, I believe, in my wholesaling care package. So if you haven't got my wholesaling care package, just click on the link. It comes with contracts, scripts, affirmation sheet, and a basic flipping land. But This affirmation sheet is fire, y'all. And I can tell you, if you read this every single day, in the morning, you will literally feel something change within you. Where the hell is it at? Here we go. Right here. Bam. I'm going to show y'all this. I'm going to share my screen, but then I'm also going to I'm going to say it. Right? Check it out. These are the affirmations. And this is how you say it. I am God's beloved child. It is God's good pleasure to give me the kingdom. I deliver superior, selfless services to those I encounter daily. I seek the kingdom in all that I experience. Because I serve God, I have a right to an abundant life. I communicate clearly and powerfully. I am a good listener. My mind is creative, energetic, and thoughtful. Rich divine ideas flow through me to bless and prosper all humankind. Because I give my time, energy, and money, I am in the flow of inexhaustible substance. I want God's good for everyone. I set specific goals and let God lead me to accomplish them. I believe in the success of my team. I sincerely care about the needs of others. I am thankful for all my seen and unseen blessings. I live by faith. My faith in God is firmly established. Positive people are attracted to me because I am positive. Never do I seek personal credit. I glorify God in all that I do. I am a world server. I serve God in the world. I walk through the world, transforming it as I go. I am joyous, peaceful, healthy, enthusiastic, wise, loving, and rich. Forgiveness is my daily business. I am connected to my community and understand its needs. I am a light to this world. I am a passionate individual who thinks critically to offer viable solutions. There is nothing I cannot accomplish. I am a part of a transformational change, and I see the impact of my work on a daily basis. Y'all, you have to speak that with power. You feel me? Speak it with power. Speak it like it's true, like you believe it. And the more you speak it, you will literally feel like this fire just ignite within you, y'all. For real, for real. With that being said, y'all, do y'all have any questions about the deal? Or any questions about real estate, any questions about land, any questions at all, y'all can ask away.
Go ahead. But yeah,
back on and come back in. But Salika, go ahead. Go ahead, introduce yourself and whatever. If you have a question or whatever you want to say, go ahead and say it.
Oh no, I didn't have a question. I was I was just saying thank you for the group. My name is Salika, you guys. You guys can call me Coco. But I would just let you know I had ordered the books that you had told me about, Think and Grow Rich and Outwitting the Devil. So, but I really appreciate you sharing your stories and being vulnerable. That's all I wanted to say, and I'm out.
I appreciate that, man. You know, sometimes I get scared to say certain things. Like even as I was saying it, no, just now, like probably like 2 minutes ago, I'm like, damn, I just told this whole story. I didn't even work in my brain, right? I just told this whole story and I recorded it and I was planning on put this on YouTube, but damn, if I put this on YouTube, people are going to know that I was having suicidal thoughts and then thought about taking everyone around me. And I'm like, damn, how's that going to go? So I'm like thinking about the future. I'm like, damn, how's that going to go? What they going to say? What they going to do? So we all deal with this, but the difference is I know that, wait, shut up. These thoughts aren't me. I'm not even choosing to think this. It's just coming to my head. So the faster I'm like, hey, shut up, get away from me. Right? Is the faster I can be like, hey, God, what do I do? And then you just got to be still and you'll either hear something or you'll see. I'll see myself posting it on YouTube and I'll see how people are like, hey, thank you. Wow. See, that's exactly what's probably going to happen. All right.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Brandon?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So, you a lot of people, man, they don't talk about it, but they feel it. They feel the same way. A lot of us keep it to ourselves because we think it's not normal. But when you in the business of doing what we doing and you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to do, make a better way for your family, a lot of times, man, a lot of those thoughts do cross your mind. A lot of times, man, we just don't talk about it. And I believe groups like this and having calls like this, it sheds the light on that, and then it makes people feel more comfortable with sharing or telling people how they feel. because you help a lot of people when you share your story.
Mm.
You know, you help a lot of people, man. Then you're not alone. You
Mm.
feel like you're not alone. So I think it's a good thing when people
Mm.
share their stories, and it's a good thing when people be vulnerable, transparent, and share what's going on. I mean, but you have to share the people that you know that you feel comfortable with sharing with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, I
Troy,
appreciate that, man.
Troy, I wanted to add what he was saying, Brandon. I read a quote where it said that your testimony is a part of somebody's survival guide. There's a power. My husband, he's really very spiritual and knows the word of God, and he can tell you the exact verse. But I know there's a verse in the Bible that talks about we overcome by the blood of the Lamb
And the
and the
word of our
word of our
testimony.
testimony. And it's like we have to be bold and courageous and share the things that we've overcome, because it's going to inspire, encourage, and motivate, and just help another brother or sister in Christ. So thank you for all of that.
That's fire. I appreciate you guys for real. Well, that's good. I'm definitely gonna post it then. That's fire.
And I just wanted to say, I heard that testimony when, me and you spoke, when we had lunch, and you expressed that same testimony literally word for word. You didn't leave anything out in the group. And as I came in, and I'm like, yo, this man being extra vulnerable on a one-on-one conversation that we had, that he told me not to tell nobody, and he go and tell 12 people on the Discord, and then it just goes back to saying, bro, I'm glad you did that tonight, because your testimony that day, dog, I followed by it. You know what I mean? All the words that was coming out of your mouth, I followed by it. And when you told me to pray for addictions, I did that. He been delivering. When you told me to manifest and go home and read your word again, you know what I mean? I did that. You told me to believe that it's there, even though it's not. I did that, bro. And I just been so much more productive in this past week. And you saw the text I just
I did.
sent
I'm
you.
literally looking at it right now, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
crazy.
I can't help but be in tears, because here you are telling us something, right? And you're living by it. And we can see the fruit of what you're telling us to do in your own life. When you was just on 0 or below 0, and then boom, you go into a prayer mindset, you lift yourself up, and then God meets you there with a $35,000 check. And we know money ain't everything, but like you said, man, we gotta provide. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, boom, that happened for you, and you expressing your testimony to all these people on here about things that nobody would say in public or out. I mean, bro, you have to post that. You don't know what you did for me. You probably do, but I don't think you really do. That day that we sat in and then you come up here and you repeat it verbatim up here. And if it did something for me, it did what it did for me, bro. I know all these people on here, if they follow what you talking about, they are going to see the fruits of it, because I'm seeing the fruits of it. I've accumulated so much within just 1 week of lifting up the vibrations, dog, and coming out of the body and living it and believing what I'm working towards. And you can see it happening. I know you see it. I know niggas are seeing, like, you can see it happening, and then it starts to come in. Boom, boom. Nigga, come on, bro, I was on 0 a couple hours ago. You see what's coming through. And that ain't nothing but a testament to what God is doing and exactly what you talking. But you have to post that. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing how God can use somebody as a vessel that powerful, dog, and can speak wisdom through somebody and use somebody who's so imperfect. We all so imperfect, but he used us in a perfect way. It said in the word that a perfect part, like they was wondering why Jesus was hanging out with sinners. And he like, I don't need to hang out with people who think, and it's funny because he said who think they're saved. He said when they think they're saved, he said, I need to hang out with people who know they're not. You get what I'm saying? And it's like he used people in the perfect way to save the ones who he chose. Ephesians 2:8, you are saved by faith through grace, and that's a gift of God, not of your own. Why? So you can't boast about it. And it's just perfect, bro. And I really thank you so much, dog. I thank God for you, bro. That's all I want to say. Thank you so much, bro.
Hey,
Thank you,
hey,
Mel, for sharing.
hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
I feel that, dog, because I got on my knees when I saw that email come. I got on my knees, bro. I literally got on that call. I didn't even know this lady. Got on that call. In 30 minutes, she like, I'm finna wire you to 5,000. In 30 minutes, bro.
That's fire, bro.
That ain't me doing good sales. I ain't do good sales. I'm just, bro. That's nothing with me. They go, oh, Mills, you a closer. You sick, you cold. No. That was all him, bro. From just believe. Come on, bro. I fell to my knees weeping. And that ain't to get no, I ain't trying to get no sympathy from nobody. I promise you, I'm just want to share my testimony so y'all can feel it too. Like, I don't want to be boasting nothing. I'm not gabbing. You know what I mean? I just want to just share testimony and tell y'all, man, just put all your trust and faith in him and what you see for yourself and believe that it's done before it is, like Brandon talking about. And I'm telling you, as a living testimony, it's going to happen. It's not the first time he ever did it in my life. I've been on zero before a couple times. And he done came through right on time. Bro. Thank you, dog.
Thank you, man. That's fire, man. I can tell you this, y'all. The key is to stay close to God, man. And not just stay close to God. Understand that God is in you. God is all around us. You can't get any closer to God, right? There's songs about that. God is everywhere. David says that God, he says, if I lay myself in Sheol, you are there. God is everywhere, y'all. And he's connected to us. He's in us. He's with us. The issue is there's other entities out there that's trying to manipulate us. And the only reason we can even hear them or be swayed by them or be confused by them is because we live in this physical, energetic body that vibrates at different frequencies. Simple as that. The higher you vibrate, the higher you keep your energy, your spirit, the closer you will be to God because he is spirit. You are spirit, right? Vibrate at a high place. Live in that spiritual place. And the confusion will leave. Everything will leave. Remember this. Everything is energy and everything vibrates differently. So if you deal with certain addictions, if you deal with attachments to this earth, right, that are on a lower frequency, then you will be on a lower frequency. If you eat stuff that's on a lower frequency, you will be on a lower. If you listen to songs that are produced on a low frequency, which a lot of music nowadays is purposefully, you will be on a lower frequency. And this is not a reason why, like, you could put on certain songs and you want to have sex, or you put on certain songs you want to smoke a blunt. Right? I'm just being real. Why? Because it puts you on the same frequency as that thing, right? Certain colors, right? Get this book right here. This is another one. The 12 Laws of the Universe. All right? I'm going to read this portion right here real quick for you guys. The law of vibration is number 2. Every creature, every innate object, every thought, feeling, and desire has its own unique vibration. Science has proven this in the physical world. The physical world, y'all. God is spirit. Remember that. God is always there. God is with you. But how can we stay up there? How can we connect? Right? It's like there's you got high, God's up there, the devil's down here. Right? But we need to stay up there. Too many people are living down here with the enemy. Right? Science has proven this in the physical world. The frequency of solids is lower than the frequency of liquid and gases. Similarly, colors we see are only different frequencies of light. Red has the lowest frequency and violet has the highest frequency. Why do you think the devil's always wearing red? All right? The same concept applies to thoughts and feelings. Emotional vibrations such as love, joy, and gratitude have a higher frequency than pain, despair, and anger. Well, what is God? In the Bible, it says that God is love. Love is the highest frequency. And what is love? If you go, matter of fact, I'm going to go there so I don't misquote this. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. We're about to end, right? Oh, damn, I don't have the Bible on this phone. I just got a new phone. Well, I got two phones. My main phone has a Bible, but I have a Bible app on my laptop. Check it out. Matter of fact, I'm going to share this with you guys. Yo, I know this Bible, y'all. Trust me. I also know that some men like to manipulate people using it. Never forget that. The Bible says that you don't even need a teacher, for the Spirit within you will teach you all truth. It's not saying don't get taught by somebody. That's saying focus on the word that's within you, the Spirit within you. The Spirit will tell you whether or not that person's telling the truth. Can y'all see the screen? What can y'all see right now?
I can see it. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, perfect. Let me change the Bible type. I'm gonna do it anyway. Love. Remember this. The Bible says that God is spirit. The Bible also says that God is love. What is love? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Right? Now, let's also go to Galatians chapter 5. This talks about the fruit of the Spirit. Life by the Spirit. God is Spirit. We are Spirit. So we got to live by the Spirit. Right? So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of your flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They're in conflict. The acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, debauchery, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, and envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God isn't a place you're going later, y'all. Jesus looked at a man that asked him, hey, when are you going to tell us about this kingdom? When is it coming? He said, don't you know that the kingdom of heaven is within you? This is what before he left. Y'all, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Which means what? If you live by the flesh, you will not be in the kingdom of heaven, which is within you, the spirit realm. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. It is not something that you have to try to practice. It's a realm you have to tap into. And the second you raise up your vibration and your energy to a high frequency, you will tap into that. And you will notice that when someone cuts you off on the road, you're not going off of them. Instead, you're understanding, right? You will notice that when something bad happens, you don't get angry. Today, I ordered some BC coils because I'm lowering my car just a little bit, right? And they were supposed to get here today. But I got a notification on my phone saying, attempted delivery. No one was there. We'll be back tomorrow. That was a lie. Because I was sitting on my couch the whole day, waiting for these things to come. Not the whole day, but the majority of the day with my door open, right? But this was at 3:13 that I got this notification. I was on the couch reading this book for a whole hour. He never showed up. There was no cars that have passed. That got me so angry. Why? Because of the lie. But the amount of anger I felt in me, immediately I knew, hold on, wait. I need to raise my spirit higher. I shouldn't be this angry because of this thing. Right? So was it genuine? Is it okay? Right? It's okay. Sometimes something is going to trigger you and you're going to have a reaction. But how do you react? I felt all the anger within me. I'm like, I'm going to call UPS and I'm going to tell them, hey, you need to tell this guy to come back because he lied. right? My wife was trying to talk to me, and I said, babe, I can't right now. I can't, because I wanted to flip. I felt this anger within me, yo. But I knew that, man, I definitely probably should fast a little bit and raise up my spirit a little bit more, because there's a little too much anger in me, all right? It says fits of rage. I did not rage, though. I felt the anger, and I let it go. And when I let it go, the dude called me. I called the guy one more time. He said, hey, don't worry. He's right down the street. He'll be there in 5 minutes. He was literally right there. I promise you, if I would have kept the anger in me instead of letting it go, and I would have done some fits of rage, I would have not got them today. That guy would have ignored his boss, or something would have happened. It just would have went south. I let go of it, though. All right? Letting go allows you to raise up. Live by the Spirit, y'all. Live by the Spirit. Raise up to where you are in a good place where you can feel peace. If you're feeling worried, you're not there. If you're feeling anxiety, you're not there. That's just energy. You don't have anxiety, right? Anxiety is bothering you. Think of anxiety as something outside of you that's just bothering you. All right? Pray, meditate, fast, raise up your spirit to a high place so that you are living like this. Right? This is a realm. This is a state of being. This is not something you say, oh, I need to try to be patient. No, love is patience, period. God is love, and love is patience. If God lives in you, then you should be patient. So if you're not, you got to tap into God. It's not something you practice. I don't need to practice to be patient. No, I need to tap into the realm. I need to realize, wait, I'm not patient right now. Give me a second. Let me pray. Let me meditate. Let me affirm some things over me real quick. Let me command this anger to leave, these low entity vibrations, this energy. You got to go, right? Because the second that leaves is the second you raise, right? And a lot of it is all just in our mind. Let the thoughts go. The more you let go and let God. That's a real thing. Let go and let God. And when you let God, you will be patient. You will just be patient. That's what it is. I promise you. And when you are tapped into that spirit and you're tapped into God, then you guys partner together. You talk to God. And talking to God isn't just with your words, it's with the eye in your brain. See what you want in your life. Make sure it agrees with God's will for your life, to help people, to give, right? That's number one. Give and you shall receive. How can you give if you don't have? Well, how do you get? You ask. Who do you ask? God. And there's a way to do that. You have to tap into him. Use your imagination. Use your feelings. Y'all, it's been over an hour and a half. Any more questions? We'll definitely gonna do this every week, because what y'all said hit me too hard. And it's like I've been wanting to do this, but something always tries to stop me. And now I know what stops me. I mean, I've been knowing what stops me, but it just became very clear.
It's them thoughts. That's not true.
Saliko, you are correct 100%. 100%. 100%.
Hey, Brandon, we still good on that deal? That Palm Bay?
Hell yeah, we're still good on it.
Huh?
I said, hell yeah, we're still good on it. Hopefully, in the next week, this guy sends me that criteria and he has well lots.
All right, cool.
For sure, my brother. But anyone else have any questions before we dip out of here?
You can hear me, Brandon?
Yes, I can. Who is that? Zach, my guy. What's up, brother?
What's up, bro? Hey, I got a quick question, bro.
Go ahead.
So what's your intake on dreams, bro? You know, we go to sleep, we have dreams, and people say God can talk to you in your dreams and stuff like that. What's your intake on that, bro?
100%. All of your dreams mean something, and honestly, this is the thing. Our dreams are very, very real, right? And your dreams is another realm. Let's put it that way too, right? So we have to learn how to understand what is happening in our dreams, because, or if you can even become conscious in your dreams, that would even be better, because then you can change your dreams. And when you change your dream, you're changing what's in the spirit realm. God is showing us something in the spirit realm. He's showing us what's happening up there. And if we don't understand what's happening up there, it's going to manifest down here. Right? And a lot of times, like for instance, let's say you're having a dream of like your female cheating or something like that, right? God is showing you that, first of all, you might be thinking about that kind of stuff too much, and then now it's trying to manifest. He's trying to warn you. He's trying to stop you, right, from your thoughts, right? Or he's just trying to tell you, hey, something needs to change because right now this could possibly happen because you're doing wrong in your relationship or you're not providing or whatever it is, right? Or maybe you just need to start praying more so that the path can change, right? Because our path, right, let's put this right. The decision you make right now is going to affect what happens next. Everything is cause and effect, right? So if I choose right now to just hang up this call and then go over there, there's a cause and effect to that, right? If I choose to stay on this for another hour, there's a cause and effect to that. Whatever choice you make right now is going to lead to something else, right? So sometimes God is like, hey, you got to switch stuff up. You got to change what's happening right now internally so that it can change externally, right? So dreams are very real. They're very important. And we need to come out of our dream when we wake up and be still and ask God, hey, God, what does that mean? What's happening? What's going on? Right? And he will answer you in thoughts, in a vision, or in someone else might just come up to you, or you'll just go on with your day and then you'll know randomly, oh my God, this is what this means. But you want to know what that means. You need to tap in and figure out what that means. And the more you meditate and quiet down all the thoughts that are coming to you, right? The easier it will be to understand what's happening. Because God will talk to you. God wants to talk. God is talking to everyone constantly. The thing is, you're talking to yourself and there's other stuff trying to talk to you also confuse you. So, my man Zach, dreams are very important. You should write them down. You should talk to God. Ask him, hey, what does this mean? Right? Use ChatGPT too. I found that ChatGPT is actually pretty good at interpreting some dreams. You'll ask it, what does this mean? And you'll, oh crap, that's definitely what it means.
Yeah, I that's funny you said that, bro. I have, bro.
Yeah, 100%, my brother. Funny, and a lot of times the dreams are nothing what it looks like. And ChatGPT will tell you that too. You'll have a whole dream, a whole movie playing in your head. And it means not what it's saying. Everything is piece by piece, broken down. That's why a lot of times you'll have a dream where you're in one place and then in the next second you're in a completely different place. It's because it's a story that God is trying to piece together and tell you. It's a little confusing, but
no, I definitely see what you're saying though, bro. It's definitely because like all the dreams that I've had before, like it's been crazy dreams and all that stuff. But those didn't happen in the the physical world. You feel me? It's just like it's something. Yeah, it's talking to you like I don't know. No,
it's like a code. It's like he's talking to us in code.
Yeah. It gets deep, bro.
Listen, because that's the thing, is God's thoughts are not our thoughts, right? The way we think in our normal human brain is not how God is talking at all, or acting, or trying to get thoughts or things to us, right? Now, when you truly pray and then meditate, like I'm talking about meditate, and be still, and your brain, your thoughts become quiet, and you get into this realm where it's like, spiritual understanding is just common sense, right? There is a place where you can just understand spiritual things and it's just common sense, right? You just know, like, oh man, this is it. This is the truth. This is what's real. This is actually what's happening. Even in the world, right? There's a lot of stuff happening right now. Social media or here or there or in real life. If you just get off social media and just be still, God will tell you exactly what is true in this world. And you'll just know. You'll look at something like, no, that's a lie. That's not true. Or yes, that right there is true and actually it's going to be worse, or it's going to be good, or this is actually going to happen. You just know. Very real stuff. So yeah, write your dreams down, write all of them down, and have a conversation with God, figure out what they mean. Figure out if this is like, oh, this is I need to keep moving forward so this stuff happens, or I need to cancel this by saying, hey, this is not going to happen. I declare that this is going to happen instead. Right? And then just taking the proper steps, making the proper decisions, taking the right actions,
What's up, bro? Appreciate you, man.
Of
you
course,
always
man.
got the right thing to say, my boy. That wisdom go crazy.
I appreciate you, brother.
What's up, bro?
Yes, sir. Anybody else? Anyone else? I'm going to give 1-2 more questions. That's it. We out. Capital Group. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I really appreciate all you guys for coming on. I did record this. I think it is still up, an hour and 32 minutes. So this was good. Definitely gonna post this thing on YouTube, and I know it'll help a lot of people. You know, it's crazy because like now that I rebuked that other thought, I'm like, I don't even care what anybody says. Because I know some people are gonna say some crazy stuff, but I don't even care because I know it's gonna help way more people. Anyways, y'all, I appreciate you.
And that's all that matters, is that you're helping somebody.
Exactly, 100%. Juan, I appreciate you, man. We got to figure out your why we can't hear you. We'll figure it out though together.
On the hate, man. Hey, look, that's a part of it, man. You doing something right, bro. For sure. So,
thanks, my brother.
that's a fact.
All right, y'all. Let's aim for Monday. Monday at 7:30, same time, and we'll have a great conversation. Y'all, go hard. Visualize first. Remember, ain't nothing gonna happen in the physical if you don't activate that in the spiritual. Use your imagination, use your feelings, and then go work it. We can all get deals. We can all make a lot of money, and we can help a lot of people, y'all. That's number one, helping a lot of people. Find the problem and be a solution. Remember that. That's the last thing. Find the problem, be the solution. God bless y'all.
Hey, hold on. Hey, anybody got any Lehigh Lots?
Lehigh Lots. You got a bar over there?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I might have a couple of JV people that send me some Lehigh Lots. So I'm gonna find them and then I'm gonna hit you up.
All right, 33976. Hit me up.
Yes, sir, my brother. God bless y'all. I appreciate every last one of y'all.
Peace and love, brother.
Yes, sir.
Bless.
Peace and love.